Empower New Energy, it's a Norwegian-based company. We finance and develop solar projects in the commercial and industrial sector across sub-Saharan Africa. Currently, we're located in Kenya. We have presence in Nigeria, Ghana, Morocco, Tunisia, and Egypt as well. And of course, now with our head offices in Oslo, because that's where HQ are located.
And we have been through a long journey of first making our story, people believing in our story, raising money for investing into it. Now in the second time raising money, and we invested now more than actually $50 million into this sector.
This is actually a no-brainer. See, the African continent, as it wants to manufacture more for its own consumption and because it's developing, and also for if they want to export to their neighboring countries or export overseas to say Europe or anywhere, they need to bring their costs down first, which is a reality of any business.
We had started the relationship with Spenomatic in 2019. So we built the first infrastructure with them. And fortunately, they had introduced us to Empower. And ever since then, we have just built on one system after the other by coordinating the supplier of the equipment and technology, as well as Empower's relationships, which is tied in within the three parties.
In Kenya, we are working on our flagship project, which is the Abyssinia Group, which is one of the largest steel manufacturing companies in the East African market. We provided financing for the solar project.
Abyssinia-Awasi, it was the first integrated steel plant in East Africa. It makes a virgin steel right from iron ore into the finished products. We selected this plant as the pilot plant for installing of our solar solutions. And today, Awasi is having roughly about 7.5 megawatt installations. We are adding up capacity. Another 4 megawatt is coming up, and that's going to bring it to up to 15 megawatts.
The solar panels around here is the source of green energy, which we are using to generate electricity. We have one phase, second phase, and the third phase. The process starts mainly by the sun emitting electromagnet radiation. Then it's produced the green energy. After the conversion of the solar energy, it's come to be stored into the inverters, which are here. After this, it's been taken to the transformer. Then we take the power to the factory for the production of steel at Abyssinia Iron and Steel.
Once the project is commissioned, and we work very closely with the construction manager who doubles up as the project manager. This is from the Empower side. We also work very closely with the EPC. In this case, the EPC was Spenomatic during the commissioning phase of the project. So as we take over a healthy asset. So we monitor the asset on a daily basis to ensure the performance is in line with expectations. We also do performance reports of the assets to ensure that the client gets reports in line with the expected performance of the asset, and also engagement with the client on at least a monthly basis.
Now, if I look at numbers, 1060 was $, per kilowatt hour when we first did our installation. Now it's close to 450. So as the scale rises, the economics come in play.
And financially, what happens is that it's a low-cost energy source for us as compared to the off-the-grid power that we partially utilize. And this obviously has a huge financial impact on our operating. I mean, we normally have made a plan to operate our operations entirely 100% on solar in the daytime, which is a huge saving for us in terms of financial gains.
The major three impacts that we see is significant cost reduction, reliable power, and significant reduction in carbon footprint.
If you look 30 years ahead, we are talking about probably more than 50% of the world's electricity will come from solar power.
Over the time, we have had several investors such as stakeholders that we're working with who have seen the benefit of how this has impacted them in terms of how we are able to penetrate the market with a low-cost product but with the same quality of product that we are trying to produce. You see, solar is clean energy as compared to off-the-grid energy that we're getting. When you get clean energy, the quality of the product also improves, and that is what our stakeholders have seen and have acknowledged.
Right, so it is certainly doable if we can do it in the steel sector. There are various other sectors where it is very much possible. And steel sector is a high energy use. So if we are able to do it, certainly other sectors can do it.
Everything is solar ready. The source is sunlight, and Africa has all the sunlight in the world. The only thing that was not there was funding was not available, and good EPC contractors were not available who could do it, who were based in Africa, who could give them service. So the EPC contractors, the Spenomatic Group, is available, and funding, somebody like Empire, a fantastic company, is available.
We are looking to offer them reliable and reduce their power bills.